Hello, beautiful kings and queens. How y'all doing today? I hope you're doing fabulous. I'm doing fabulous. I'm having a beautiful day. I received a huge blessing today, so that's why I am late because I had some things to take care of. I was added to a billboard downtown Atlanta. I'm going to show y'all in a moment. But yes, I was added to a billboard as 40 plus and fabulous. They're doing a 40 plus and fabulous tour. Thank you so much, Queen Victoria's one. And I was added to the billboard today. So I'm going to show y'all in just a moment. Let's do some maintenance right quick. As you guys are coming in, hit that like button. And if you like to donate to my channel, you can send super chats and super stickers. And you can also send me a gift and bless me through my Venmo, which is my Venmo is in the description and my PayPal link is in the description. So if you want to bless me through PayPal or Venmo, you can do that as well. Again, it is in my description. As you all are coming in, happy Taco Tuesday. I am Queen Lillie. Welcome to my live. We got a lot to talk about, y'all. But Donald Trump stating the reason why him and Epstein allegedly broke up. No more Brokeback Mountain between those two. Not that I actually believe anything that Donald Trump has to say about him and Epstein, because he's not going to tell the truth. But he's so much in so many ways by admitting this today, admitting that he knows what Epstein was doing. It doesn't surprise me, in my opinion, if Donnie was completely in on it all. I don't put nothing past a man that has 34 felonies. As you guys are coming in, hit that like button. Smile as you hitting it. I love you. Again, I am Queen Lillie. Welcome to my live. Who are we talking about? Jeffrey Epstein and Donald J. Trump. No matter how much Donald Trump tries to cover this situation, it can't be covered up because people like me and others here on the great YouTube would never let it go. We're going to continue talking about it because the story needs to be told properly, not in the way that Donald Trump wanted to be told, where it just covers him and make him look like he's a good guy who's saving the day. Donald Trump is nobody's savior. Stop pretending, MAGA. He doesn't care about you. He has shown you he doesn't care about you by taking away your benefits and lying to you daily. You saw for yourself how he cheats. He had the guy to lay the golf ball down as if he actually hit that golf ball down to the area so he can put it in the hole. Donald Trump don't know where a hole is, so he'll stick it anywhere. That's why I think him and Epstein was Brokeback Mountain. Yes, I do. Hit that like button as you're coming in. Yes, hit that like button. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, beautiful people. Welcome to my live. Thank you for coming looking at my beautiful face, Walter Fussner. While you with your wife tonight, you will be thinking about me because your wife doesn't have nice, full, natural lips, glorious long hair, thick as mine, and I'm a black girl. I love you guys. We're going to get started, okay? You come for me, I'll come for you. But right now, I'm going to be kind and bless you. I love you, Walter. In the name of Jesus, I love you, LaSwan. I love you, Queen Victoria Swan. I love you, King LaSwan. Let me correct that. I love you, King Allen. I love each and every last one of y'all in my life. So let's be kind, okay? And I will be kind to you. Oh, do y'all want me to go ahead and get started talking about the Donald Trump and Epstein, or do y'all want me to show y'all what I was blessed with today and what held me up coming live because I had such an amazing time today and I was celebrating my blessing from someone? Let me show you what I was blessed with today, y'all. Just a moment. Uh-oh, hold on.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
Oh my God. 4 new women on the 40 plus and fabulous the tour billboard here attached to the Westin Hotel in downtown Atlanta. Look at this board, and there goes another group right there.
So that was my blessing today, and that's why I was late because I had to thank the guy. I didn't know he was going to do it, but I wanted to thank him for this beautiful opportunity because he did not have to do it. When somebody bless you with an opportunity, you tell them thank you. So what I did, I post on my Instagram celebrating him back and telling him thank you for being a great king and celebrating celebrating queens. So that is me, Lillie Young. It's at the Westin Building here in Atlanta, Georgia, downtown Atlanta. So if you see it, be sure to wave at me. That was so kind of him. So we're going to get to what you came here for. You come for the news of Donald Trump and the Epstein situation. The Brokeback Mountain that broke his back. Yeah, because Donnie's back is broken right now because all his personal information is getting out there and he just wanted to go away. But Donnie is not going to just go away, my love. Beloved, it's not going to just go away. Because I'm going to talk about it. Other YouTubers are on here talking about it. The news, the local news everywhere is talking about Donald Trump and the Epstein files. Donnie, when you put out those redacted files, you're going to get laughed out of America because we want you to go. Bye, Donnie. Bye, Donald Trump. Go away, please. We smell you and we don't want to smell you anymore. When he was in Scotland playing golf, y'all, flies and mosquitoes were just flying around him. What do flies and gnats like most? Is funk. They like to fly around something so funky. And Donnie, apparently you was funky, and that's why the nets was flying around you at that golf course in Portland. But anyway, we're going to skedoodle on to what we come here to talk about. Y'all, let me do this first because honey. Let me find one. Okay. We're going to start off with it this way. We're going to get to the good foot. We're going to get to the good foot. Hold on, let me find what I'm talking about, y'all, because I collected something earlier. I was like, ooh, anyway, hold on. So there's apparently a black book that got found by somebody walking in New York, not too far from where Epstein and Donnie were living. So I'm going to show you the short video, then we're going to go to the YouTube, okay?
This is Donald Trump's phone number in Jeffrey Epstein's personal little black book from the 1990s. In 2021, Business Insider obtained an address book no one had ever seen before.
Thank you, King Ralph. Thank you. I'm going to celebrate you in one moment.
He got away with because of who was in his address book. What's interesting for us about this book is a new cast of characters who we didn't previously know had interactions with or did business with him.
While the Trump administration says it won't disclose more files on Epstein, the older address book reminds us of Epstein's vast connections to prominent figures, including Melania Trump's best friend, Christopher Cuomo's wife, and an advisor in the first Trump administration.
Our first thought was to just do whatever we could to verify that it was real. We've obtained a copy of an address book that we believe belonged to Jeffrey Epstein, and your name and contact information are listed in the book.
I'm a reporter for Insider. I'm just calling everybody who's in this address book who has not previously been publicly associated with Jeffrey Epstein. We need to make sure it was a real artifact that really represented something about Jeffrey Epstein and his connections to people.
The story is not one that sounds exactly believable. Someone dropped Jeffrey Epstein's address book in the 90s and now belongs to some guy who lives on a farm in Vermont.
I'm very careful not to put my fingerprints on the book, not to put any sort of DNA or hair, anything like that. My name is Christopher Halali. Where should I look? I currently live on my wife's farm. As a student of national security issues, imperialism, I was fascinated by the Jeffrey Epstein case. There are names that are highlighted, and I think one of the most notable highlighted names is former President Donald Trump.
This is Donald Trump's phone number in Jeffrey Epstein's personal little black book from the 1990s. In 2021, Business
Donnie, how do you explain that, Donnie? First, you don't know the guy that you said you both like younger women. Y'all remember that? He doesn't know the guy, but your name is in his little black book. And I got more info on it. One moment, please. King Ralph, thank you for blessing me and giving me love. Mama needed baby, honey. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much. He has been sponsoring this channel. Every time he donates to my channel, he is a sponsor to my channel. thank you for blessing me. It really means a lot to me. You too have blessed me today as well. The blessings just keep coming in and in. Y'all don't know, getting up every day and happen to have your own company is stressful, and in this tough economy it's not easy. Then to be blessed by Ralph today, King Ralph Perry today, and then I was blessed to be on the billboard here in Atlanta, down at the Westin downtown, a very nice hotel here in Atlanta, Georgia. It's not some look nasty hotel, no, it's a very nice hotel here in Atlanta. To see my face on that billboard. This is not my first time being on billboards. I've been on several billboards. But for somebody else to celebrate me, it's a blessing. And Perry, for you to celebrate me, thank you, Ralph Perry. Thank you so much, King. So we're gonna continue, y'all. We're gonna go to the actual YouTube video of this, okay? Hold on, bear with Mama, okay? I love all of you, and I mean it. Hold on, just a moment. Hold on. I don't went too far. Hold on. I have so much saved for y'all that I end up having so much I mess around and forget some of it. But anyway, this is said we found one of Jeffrey Epstein's black books years ago before this investigation. Yeah. Hold on, y'all. Let me take a sip of water.
The little black book
Hold
from
on.
the 90s.
Come on, whatever's happening. Come on, play.
1990s. This is Donald Trump's phone number in Jeffrey Epstein's personal little black book from the 1990s. In 2021, Business Insider obtained an address
This is the
book
longer
no
version,
one
you all.
had ever seen before.
Jeffrey Epstein got away with
This
what he got
this
away
video
with
gonna show you who
because
found
of
it,
who was
not the
inside
person
his
who
book.
purchased it, but found it. Okay.
What's interesting for us about this book is a new cast of characters who we didn't previously know had interactions with or did business with them.
While the Trump administration says it won't disclose more files on Epstein, the older address book reminds us of Epstein's vast connections to prominent figures, including Melania Trump's best friend, Christopher Cuomo's wife, and an advisor in the first Trump administration.
Our first thought was to just do whatever we could to verify that it was real.
This is the longer version. What I showed you earlier was
obtained
a
copy
short
of an
form.
address book that we believe belonged to Jeffrey Epstein, and your name and
Hit the
contact
like button,
information are
please.
listed in
Thank
the
you.
book.
I'm a reporter for Insider. I'm just calling everybody who's in this address book who has not previously been publicly associated with Jeffrey Epstein. We need to make sure it was a real artifact that really represented something about Jeffrey Epstein and his connections to people.
The story is not one that sounds exactly believable. Someone dropped Jeffrey Epstein's address book in the 90s and now belongs to some guy who was on a farm in Vermont.
He bought it from eBay.
I'm very careful not to put my fingerprints on the book, not to put any sort of DNA or hair or anything like that. My name is Christopher Halali. Where should I look? I currently live on my wife's farm. As a student of national security issues, imperialism, I was fascinated by the Jeffrey Epstein case. There are names that are highlighted, and I think one of the most notable highlighted names is former President Donald Trump.
My name is Denise Ondeko, and I believe I found the book sometime in the 90s. Walking along Fifth
Listen to
Avenue,
her
and I just
interesting
noticed a
story,
small
please.
black book
Listen.
on the sidewalk.
So you're pretty sure that it was somewhere between 54?
Yes, it could have been here or there.
We have spoken extensively with Denise, and we found her story to be credible.
I saw the book, picked it up, glanced through it. Yeah, it was filled with names like Kennedy, Rockefeller, Trump, etc. And it was like, whoa, this is bizarre. So I kept it for the New York City artifact that it was.
Did you know who Jeffrey Epstein was at the time?
No. When I rediscovered the book last year, it was like, holy, it's Jeffrey Epstein.
A Manhattan billionaire arrested yesterday on federal sex trafficking charges.
Accusations from indecent exposure to inappropriate touching to rape.
I went to tips at New York Times. I sent something to Rachel Maddow. I just figured nobody was interested. Come the end of November, I really needed brakes for my car and I didn't have enough money. But I thought, what the hell? You Jeffrey Epstein, you paid for my brakes. So I put it on eBay.
It was right there for everybody to see. Most people would think it's a fake or a forgery. I took the risk. When I received the book in the mail, my heart was nearly jumping out of my chest. I felt like Indiana Jones. It's a dark book. It's a book that I think has a lot of suffering behind it, a lot of pain, a lot of evil, some would say. I felt that it was important for people to see who Epstein knew and what sort of network of power was behind him. Right now, I'm packaging the book for forensic analysis, handing it off to a team of journalists. If it comes back and it's not authentic,
Johnny, be good. I love you
it's a pretty
too.
awesome forgery, I have to say.
One of the moments in the public waking up to the magnitude of his crimes was the publication in 2015 of an address book belonging to Jeffrey Epstein. And what was stunning about it was it contained the names of Donald Trump and Mick Jagger, Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton. And it sort of woke people up to the fact that this was a guy who had access to the halls of power.
Our reporting also found about 220 new names that didn't appear in this other address book.
If someone were to concoct a fake book to trick journalists, they would start by taking those names from the other public little black book and putting them in this one. So we start by sort of correlating the names, and then we just started calling people in the book whose names have not been previously associated with Jeffrey Epstein.
Hello?
Hi, I'm trying to reach Elena Kayem.
This is she.
Hi, I'm calling for Suzanne Urcha. Would you be able to connect me with her?
For who?
I'm trying to reach Joan Severance.
We don't currently represent Joan. The number you dialed is not in service.
I'm trying to reach Michael Cutlip. This is he.
Elena Barmakova.
It's a real argument. It's his real black book, apparently. Listen, y'all.
That we believe belonged to Jeffrey Epstein.
Do you mind if I'm recording this call?
I do mind.
Okay, give me 1 second.
I haven't seen his book of Jeffrey since the late 90s.
For them to say, yes, I knew him in the 90s, gives credence to the idea that the book is real.
It's not the case that everybody who was in his
It's
address
real.
book was an enabler of Jeffrey Epstein. It's more adding to the body of knowledge to keep chipping away at the mystery. She was not interested in speaking.
These are some of the prominent names we reached out to. None of them had ever been publicly associated with Epstein before.
Suzanne Urcha, Melania Trump's best friend. She later married Woody Johnson, who now owns the New York Jets.
Carl Icahn, special advisor to Donald Trump during his presidency.
Christina Grieven, the wife of Christopher Cuomo.
Jill Harth accused Donald Trump of sexual assault.
Stephen Ratner led Barack Obama's efforts to resuscitate Detroit.
Marty Peretz, longtime mentor to former Vice President Al Gore. Les Gelb was a legendary New York Times columnist. Sandy Warner was the chairman and CEO of JP Morgan until 2000. Billionaire John Katzimatidis, who told us that he offered Epstein a ride and Epstein sent him a 3-foot bottle of champagne in thanks. And this just goes to show that in the 1990s, he was sort of cultivating a much larger orbit that we can see evidence later on.
How are you doing? We also engaged the services of a forensic examiner who's familiar with authenticating documents.
I was cautious because I didn't want to cross over into an area that the FBI was investigating. My name is Dennis Ryan, and I'm a forensic document examiner.
They can say what they want about Trump, long as they don't put hateful things in here about me. I don't care. They cannot use cuss words either.
One of the factors was the Gestetner imprint that's on the Velo bind. Their organization.
Come on, give me more likes, people. Thank you.
By 1998 to 2000, it would be very difficult to make up a book with that imprint. The most important thing is the change in the area code.
So here's Donald Trump's entry in the 1990s address book. You can see that his Palm Beach phone numbers feature a 407 area code. Now, if we look at Trump's entry in the address book from the early 2000s, you can see that he has the same phone numbers listed for Palm Beach, but with a different area code, 561, and that area code was introduced in 1996. Jeffrey
It's
Epstein is
real.
still such a mystery over a year after he's died.
Accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein is dead.
Jeffrey Epstein's attorneys questioning whether his death was a suicide.
I think my biggest takeaway is that Epstein had an extremely large sphere of influence, and we're not even sure about the true extent of it.
I think this book elaborates on that in a different era, a different time, and with some different people that we didn't know were a part of that circle that eventually became part of the reason that Jeffrey Epstein could get away with raping and abusing women and girls. And I think it's important to keep in mind how power is able to avoid accountability. And the more we can remember what Epstein's actions represent, the more we can prevent people from escaping accountability now and in the future.
There's no denying this black book. There's no denying it. And it was some prominent names in there. Bill Clinton, different people. But we can pretty much and stand in it that President Barack Obama was not there. Not in the black book. Not in neither one of the black books. Because it was two different black books. And President Joe Biden was not affiliated with it either. But whose name was highlighted in there? Donald J. Trump. The man of the hour, the attention whore, Donald J. Trump. Yeah. Again, let's do some housekeeping right quick. Never disrespect the host. That's me, Queen Lillie. Show me respect and I will continue loving on you. But if you disrespect me, you're going to get kicked out. Don't just kick them out because they said something about Trump. It's about me and my views. I'm going to be honest. I got to get my views up even more because that's more monetization for me and they will push me out in the algorithm. So if they say something about Donald Trump, let them say it. If they say they love Donald Trump, I don't care because, honey, I ain't got to sleep with the man. I love him through the love of God. Not that I like him, but I love him through the love of God because he needs God so bad, worse than anybody in this chat. But God don't hear a reprobated mind prayer. So Donald Trump is in deep shit. Okay, another thing. Be respectful to my moderators. Do not disrespect my moderators. Although I want my views to be good, you're going to respect my moderators, okay? God bless you. Uh-oh.
To work in the Trump administration is you have to be a liar, you have to be a propagandist.
Hit the like
and
button.
Apparently, you have to follow in Trump's footsteps of not paying your bills. So we find out that Caroline Leavitt is being chased by creditors after failed.
But she's supposed to have married a billionaire.
Drowning in debt. So
unless that's a lie.
And her campaign has hundreds of thousands of dollars outstanding to people that helped her or that she hired, and she is not paying them in true Trumpian fashion.
I love them too. King Ellen, I love them.
Contractors. You have to
These two women are amazing.
He continues to obfuscate and go through the judicial motions. And a single person, like a small business, ultimately goes bankrupt. Donald Trump does not pay his bills. Apparently, Jeffrey Epstein broke up with him because he found out he didn't pay his bills. But I digress. It just goes to show you all this cross-swearing and lying and propaganda. This is who they are. They leave people in
these ladies
dust.
know their
they
stuff.
Don't give a shit after they get what they want. And as the tour of Scotland goes on for Trump, as he continues to humiliate himself and make an ass of himself, I can't help but wonder, like, these world leaders that he sits in front of and just is a complete dipshit. What are they thinking? So yesterday, here's what he started saying about the Epstein scandal in front of the UK Prime Minister, and his face is priceless.
We would have used it on the guy.
It's a bad issue. They say it's a good issue for Trump. Do you know that my poll numbers are up 4.5 points?
That's a lie.
This ridiculous.
Hit the like button, y'all. Come on here. Hit that like button. Stop doing me like this.
Because people don't buy it.
Okay, first of all, Stammer looks like a hostage. And Trump saying, my poll numbers have gone up. I mean, what's the deal? Is he medicated? Why can't he speak? Is his mouth full of peanut butter? Is it a sign of the dementia? Is he on something? Like, that is not normal. Talking like that is not normal. And his poll numbers have gone up. Hello, you big fat liar. Here's the truth.
Tell him, sister, big fat liar.
Of registered voters have been following the Epstein case.
He lied every day.
Who've been following the case, only 13%
and MAGA eats
believe
it
the
up.
Trump administration has been open and transparent.
Here's the thing. Trump hasn't been open and transparent. He's gaslighting. You have, Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, all these people turning him in the right-wing manosphere because he can't even keep his story straight, because even though he's a convicted felon and corruption is his middle name, this is the most incompetent cover-up of all time. And we're finding out that his poll numbers overall, not just on Epstein, just in Gallup poll, Trump's approval has dropped to 37%, his lowest this term per Gallup, 58% disapprove. And
hit the like button. Come on, y'all.
Finally seeing through the fraud.
Keep me in the algorithm.
The only
please.
Lower poll numbers by any president in American history were Trump 1.0 poll numbers, but 37%. I'm like, who are the 37% that are like, rah, rah, sis, boom, bah, Trump is so great. The GDP's down. Interest rates are staying the same. Inflation's up. Prices are higher. People are being treated like animals. I'm all for it. Who are these cruel motherfuckers? And then, of course, we have jdvance. Is he pulling a coup? Is he on Team Trump?
jdvance is not true to being a Team Trump. jdvance wants Trump out of there so he can replace him.
Murdoch's on the down low before the Wall Street Journal article hit regarding Trump and his drawing and his name being pubic hair. So jdvance tweets this, and I just have to talk about it. He says the entire European press is singing the president's praises right now, amazed at the deal he negotiated on behalf of Americans. Tomorrow, the American media will undoubtedly run headlines like Donald Trump only got 99% of what he asked for. Okay, this is hilarious because this is projection at its finest, because I look at Trump over there talking about Scotland, how Gaza hasn't said thank you for the aid that has been sent, how is there love from Hamas to these hostages. I mean, he's fucking nuts. He's slurring his words. And I think about the world leaders that are sitting there, and I'm sure they're like,
they're laughing at
America.
America.
He leaves, they're just like, what the fuck is happening? He's slurring. He doesn't make sense. He's lying. Like, what is going on with this guy? And you see the European press, I mean, they're going hard after Trump, and he gets so frustrated. But this is really what's going on in the UK, jdvance. You have bus stop pictures of Trump and Epstein, like all loved up pictures together, because despite what jdvance thinks, Trump has humiliated himself. He's humiliating America.
He has humiliated himself beyond measures. There's no coming back from this. The only people that's in my chat celebrating Donald Trump are the losers with a low IQ like Donald J. Trump. One moment. So Pam Bundy doing the devil's work, meaning Trump. Let me show you what I mean.
We have some big news right now. The Trump administration's Department of Justice is filing a misconduct complaint against Judge James Boasberg, the federal judge that found probable cause that the administration's attorneys likely violated contempt of court rules. Attorney General Pam Bondi is now asking for Judge Boasberg, who is a federal judge, to be essentially investigated by the D.C. Court of Appeals and to be removed from the case involving the Alien Enemies Act deportation, which hasn't really been in the news lately, but they want to
hit the like button, please. Thank you.
Judge, a federal judge who has lifetime tenure, whose only fault, according to the administration, was being woke and leftist, and an Obama judge who just doesn't like Trump. But his rulings have been sound, and now they are directly going after the federal judiciary in ways that we have really
Donald Trump can't take being told no. He's a little boy.
Probably not, given the fact that Judge Boasberg
He's been hearing no from women all his life.
And it's happening right now. So spread the word so more people know and follow along for all the news you need to know about. We have some
fair use, educational purpose, great for research, and great entertainment. And some of the things I show you are comical. So we have a good time in here. A little comedy, then the facts, talking about Donnie in his Brokeback Mountain, Epstein. That's what we're talking about. Again, everything I show you is fair use, educational purpose, great for research, and entertainment.
The corner is right that Jeffrey Epstein is dead. But right now,
hit that like button. Stop playing in my face.
Our eyes are events and actions that smack of a cover-up. There ought to be no secret meetings, no secret deals, especially with Trump's personal lawyer, who is now doing his bidding at the Department of Justice, namely Todd Blanchard.
Y'all, if y'all don't hit that like button, I'm just going to stop.
Way, as we speak, to Florida or whatever prison is currently.
Okay. Y'all don't want to play fair? I bring y'all the goods and y'all won't hit the like button. That's messed up. Y'all stay in those bushes, stealing my work after I go research it. And I dig and dig till I find great stuff to bring on this channel. Then y'all don't want to hit the like button. I don't have to stand for it. I done had a beautiful day and I'm not going to let y'all steal my joy. I see you got a couple more likes. I'm going to continue. One moment.
It's right that Jeffrey Epstein is dead. But right now, ongoing in real time, right before our eyes, are events and actions that smack of a cover-up. There ought to be no secret meetings, no secret deals, especially with Trump's personal lawyer,
especially with predators.
Who is now doing his bidding.
Ghislaine Maxwell is a predator, an actual predator.
Is on his way as we speak to Florida or whatever
Tallahassee,
prison
Florida,
is currently confining Ghislaine Maxwell, possibly to offer her a deal in return for exculpatory information about his former client, the President of the United States. All of it just really stinks. Senator Cornyn is right that Jeffrey Epstein is dead. But right now,
the point that this senator is making, he said all of it really stinks. And it does stink because Donald Trump is not an honest man. He only wants to have Ghislaine, in my opinion, to say that he had nothing to do with the Jeffrey Epstein and the women that were essayed. But the women are telling it that Donald Trump was involved, that he was around when Epstein was doing his duties to them. You know what I mean? So he wants Ghislaine Maxwell to say that he was not in on the Jeffrey Epstein freak elite. The freak offs. You know how Diddy had freak offs? Well, they were the first ones to have freak offs. I guess Diddy learned it from Donald Trump because they were friends. And for me right now, how I feel about Donnie, he could never keep his story straight when it comes to Epstein. A lie doesn't care who tell it, and Donnie tells many lies.
We have some breaking news right now. Donald Trump is changing his story about Jeffrey Epstein in real time, saying that now he cut ties over Jeffrey Epstein, not because he was a creep, but rather because he stole workers from Donald Trump's business, including Virginia Giuffre. In a new interview
Virginia
on Air Force
sued
One,
Epstein,
Trump said
remember?
people were taken out of the spa hired by Epstein. I told him we didn't want you taking our people, whether it's spa or not spa. He did it again. I said
that sounds like two pimps had a disagreement.
One of the, stolen people, Virginia Giuffre. He says, I think so. He stole her.
Virginia was extracted by Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein's horrific crimes. She committed suicide earlier this year in a tragic incident. Previously, Donald Trump said that he threw Epstein out because he was a creep. But that doesn't appear to be the case anymore. It appears as though the real reason was because he was
Donnie can't keep his story straight.
Epstein was stealing Trump's employees. Spread the word so more people know. Follow along for all the news you need to know about, and I'll do a full breakdown of this on my Substack shortly. Linked in bio. We have some breaking news right
Subscribe
now.
to Aaron Partners on YouTube and follow him on Instagram. He's an amazing guy. He gives us the daily goods and he's accurate. He was also sued by Donald Trump, but he's okay. Donnie can't do nothing with him. He's an attorney too. Donnie doesn't have a degree in being an attorney. Donnie is a con man, and that's all he's good for. Donald Trump has 34 felonies, and that is all he's good for. He's even been made fun of on South Fork about his little ping and laying in the bed with the devil, and the devil didn't even want the little bitty ping. Hit that like button. Come on, y'all. Stop playing in my face.
Mr. President, Epstein has a certain reputation, obviously.
Listen to Donald Trump.
Listen.
Listen.
Some of the workers that were taken from you, were some of them young women? Some of them young women. Well, I don't want to say, but everyone knows the people that were taken. And it was the concept of taking people that work for me is bad. But that story's been pretty well out there. And the answer is yes, they were. Yeah.
This is Donald Trump talking.
Yeah, people that work in the spa. I have a great spa, one of the best spas in the world at Mar-a-Lago. And people were taken out of the spa, hired by him. In other words, gone. And other people would come and complain, this guy is taking people from the spa. I didn't know that. And then when I heard about it, I told them, I said, listen, we don't want you taking our people, whether it was spa or not spa. I don't want him taking people. And he was fine. And then not too long after that, he did it again. And I said, out of here.
Mr. President, did one of those stolen, persons that include from Virginia Jeffrey?
I don't know.
Oh, he knows. Donnie's lying.
I think so. I think that was one of the people. Yeah. He stole her. And by the way, she had no complaints about us, as you know.
As Donnie talking, y'all, that's like two pimps. That is not the talk of talking about human beings. He said that Epstein stole girls from him. It don't sound right, y'all. That's something that pimps say. That somebody stole some of their girls. Look it up. And y'all know when y'all watch movies and everything, they say the same thing. That does not make sense what Donald Trump's saying. So he's owning up that he knows about the things that Epstein was doing. He knows.
Has the most connections besides Ghislaine Maxwell, the most history with Jeffrey Epstein. Donald Trump.
Video from 1992 shows the president with Epstein at a Mar-a-Lago party.
Epstein actually attended Donald Trump's wedding to Marla Maples.
Between 1993 and 1997, flight logs released in the trial of Epstein's now convicted associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, show Mr. Trump flew on Epstein's plane multiple times.
I showed y'all this several
This video has never
times.
been seen before in this context. It shows Trump talking to Jeffrey Epstein just before models hit the runway at the Victoria's Secret fashion show.
Come on, y'all, get them lights up, please.
In 2002, Mr. Trump told New York Magazine, "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with." Adding, "It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side."
The letter bearing Trump's name, which contains several lines of typewritten text, concludes,
Hit the like button, people. Get me to at least 100 today.
So how do you know this?
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump? Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
No, I'd like to answer that question, at least today. I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
I mean, what else do you need to say? Who has the most connections besides Ghislaine Maxwell?
Who do we see in the photos the most besides Ghislaine Maxwell? Donald Trump. And it has been said that Epstein actually knew Melania before old Donnie boy. And it has been said and alleged that she had something going with Epstein before Donald Trump. We don't know if that is true. So it is allegedly. Donnie. And that is not your first time getting Epstein's sloppy seconds. because I remember playing a video and one of the ladies said that she was with Epstein first and Donnie wanted her. And one of the other ladies said that Epstein told Donnie, no, she for me, one of the women. So Donnie, did Epstein have Melania before you? We want to know. What's the deeds on this? Tell the truth. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Uh-huh. Congratulations to Queen Teal. She has been a member 9 months, you guys. Congratulations to Queen Teal. Hola, señorita. Gracias, gracias. Thank you. And she says, hey, Queen, how have you been? I'm doing well, beautiful. I've been missing you badly. I love you and I miss you. Thank you for coming back. And thank you for being a member 9 months. I love you, girl. I love you. I love you. I love you. So, Tia, what we're talking about is Donald Trump and the Epstein files. That's what we're talking about. And I'm trying to get people to hit that, the good old play in my face today. Ain't hitting the like button. Now, yesterday I had 100 and some likes. And today y'all just playing in my face. Come on, don't do a queen like that. I do too much research for y'all to mistreat me. Hit the like button, please. Let's continue because I have a lot to show and I don't want to go over an hour time like I did yesterday because I was late doing something I was supposed to have done because I stayed on here too long. So let's try not to do that today. I love you guys. Hit the like button.
Donald Trump is. I've known him for 25 years. I'm never going to say we were best friends, but he is the most unethical.
He's talking about Donald Trump.
Lacks character, dishonest person I've ever done business with or worked with. That's who Donald Trump. We were best friends, but he is the most unethical, lacks character, dishonest with or worked with. That's who Donald Trump is. I've known him for 25 years.
Everybody that have done business with him, they don't have anything good to say about Donald Trump. No one has anything good to say about your savior, MAGA. What are you going to do? Go in the corner and boo-hoo? Well, boo-hoo, baby. Go ahead and cry. One moment. And the simple gut-wrenching truth here is this. No one cuts deals with monsters unless they are terrified of the monster that the truth will be told from the person that, I'm going to read this again. And the simple gut-wrenching truth here is this. No one cuts deals with monsters unless they are terrified of the truth those monsters could unleash. And no one empowers a trafficker unless they have something they need to be buried. Who are we talking about? Jesline. Yes. Epstein's partner in crime. And Donnie was also a partner in crime to him as well. Although Donnie wants us to shut up and not talk about it, Donnie, we're not going to stop talking about it, boy. No, we won't, little ping, Donnie. We saw what your little pink just may look like, but we can believe you because Melania don't want you touching her. Melania don't even want to sleep in the bed with you. Why? Because you made wee-wee in the bed? Say, little boy, you going to wee-wee in the bed because your diaper is leaking? So Trump vocabulary is very limited, so it gets him into bigly, huge trouble because, you know, he like to say bigly. Little trumpet boy just doesn't know when to shut up.
Sorry, Trump said what about going to Epstein's island? Did he actually call it a privilege?
I never had the privilege of going to his island.
Liar, liar.
You heard that right. Trump was asked
You're on the flight log.
Jeffrey Epstein's island, and he responded, I never had the privilege of going to his island. Did this man just call?
It's not a privilege.
Jeffrey Epstein's island, where child trafficking occurred, a privilege? Like, sir,
yes, he did.
That is not a privilege you miss out on. That's called a crime scene. The fact that his brain went to privilege instead of literally any other word tells you everything you need to know about how he views this situation. Normally, someone would say, no, I never went. I refused to go. Why would I want to be there? But instead, he said he didn't have the privilege. The audacity is truly unmatched. This is sickening. I'm Eliza Orland's career public defender for 15 years in Manhattan, and make sure you're following me for more because I'm not going to shut up about this. I'm sorry, Trump said what about going to Epstein's Island?
Donald Trump called it a privilege. Why would he do something like that? Because he views people with money as being better than everybody else. And at one point, Epstein actually had way more money than Donald Trump. And why was Donald Trump sending wires and receiving wires for Epstein? Billions of dollars, millions of dollars. And he said Epstein stole some of his girls, some of his workers. Think about that. That sounds like a pimp. Come on, y'all. You're smarter than that. You gotta be smarter than that. Are you smarter than a fifth grader, Donnie? No, Donnie's not. He's just not. One moment.
It's one spouse to talk.
Uh-oh. Wait a moment. Just give it a moment, you guys.
Length about this. I mean, this was, let's remember the context here. They were friends from the late 80s through to 2004. This was a period in American life when the models were in the zeitgeist, supermodels, people who wanted to be models, and
like Melania, but she was never a supermodel.
And Trump were. This was their obsession.
She was a nude model.
I mean, I think it was probably the most important part of their lives. Women and money and models. You know, they were invested in modeling agencies together. They started modeling agencies. Trump obviously had his beauty pageants. Epstein was involved with Victoria's Secret models. This was an abiding obsession. They spent an enormous amount of time chasing models, figuring out how to be with models, figuring out how to get models to like them. And, you know, people have said to me, well, you don't mean Donald Trump liked little girls. And I say, what I mean is that they were like,
hit the like button, y'all. Come on.
You know, and trust me, they didn't ask for IDs.
Let me ask you, because you mentioned when your clips were released, you're saying that she was part of the impetus for that. But when you released them, Trump's team did attack you. They called the audio outlandish false smears. They said that Trump threw Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago, not because of the real estate deal gone wrong as you describe it, but because that's what they say Trump learned about the sex trafficking allegations, and that's
Trump
he found out, you know, they're using the word now, creep, so they threw Epstein out. And we've heard the White House repeat this version of events in recent days. What do you say to that?
Well, I mean, the White House is clearly looking to do anything to close down this story, anything to distance Donald Trump from Jeffrey Epstein, and for good reason, because they were so close for so long. I mean, what they're saying is I think it's absolute. It's not true. It's baloney. What is credible is the details of Epstein's story about this house, which in fact Donald Trump did buy, and then bought for $40 million and sold within less than 2 years for $95 million.
Hit the like button,
now
people.
Mark Epstein, the brother of Jeffrey Epstein, and Mark, you know, from what you know,
pretty much what he's saying, because he knows the truth. He wrote about Epstein. Epstein gave him things to write about him. And what Donnie is trying to do in Pam Bundy and the entire Republican MAGA party, camp, the whole cabinet, they're trying to cover up for Donald Trump. It is exactly what it is. There's nothing else to it. Magic Mike, Grinder, they're covering up for Donald Trump. From Magic Mike sending the Congress home early. They didn't supposed to leave out until August. They left last week? Everything is a cover-up that's been done for Donald Trump. Jasleen is laying out her demands Mr. Trump and his cabinet. Listen to this. She's laying out her demands, and I don't blame her. But she should not be released. She's a predator amongst women and young women.
Maxwell just provided a list of demands to
hit the like button, please. Thank you.
to testify before the House Oversight Committee. Maxwell says that if he wants her to answer his questions, she must be granted formal immunity. He must provide her with the committee investigators' questions in advance of the interview. He must delay the deposition until after her appeals, and she says they must relocate the deposition to outside the prison where she is being held. Otherwise, Maxwell's attorneys say that she will invoke her Fifth Amendment right. Maxwell is currently appealing her case to the Supreme Court, citing the sweetheart deal a former Trump official, Alex Acosta, gave to Epstein, arguing that it should have shielded her from prosecution. She has also made a personal appeal to Donald Trump to get her out of do whatever she wants. We're keep following the story, so spread the word, follow along, and add the Midas Touch podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify for more. Ghislaine Maxwell.
Subscribe to Midas Touch Network. Every time you go on YouTube, be sure to try your best to see their videos because they have amazing content. That's why I love going to their channel, and I try to share with you whatever I find on their channel because they are amazing. Follow them on Instagram. You won't regret it because they have great shorts on Instagram as well. Uh-oh, what happened?
Ghislaine Maxwell is the daughter of the publishing baron, Robert Maxwell. She was raised in astounding privilege and wealth. And what she did every morning is go out hunting for young girls to bring them to Jeffrey Epstein. And it was there around Epstein where some of the richest and most powerful people in the world, the men and women, saw all the underage girls turn a blind eye because these were invisible people. These were working class girls. And so men like Jeffrey Epstein and his friends took tremendous license, and specifically other people's children, but they did not care because those children were thoroughly and absolutely dehumanized, objectified.
The victims have been dehumanized by Donald Trump, the Republican MAGA Party, Ghislaine Maxwell, all of them. Why would you go speak to the abuser, the trafficker, but won't go talk to the victims? Because they don't care about the victims. Donald Trump don't care about the victims. Apparently, Pam Bundy, in my opinion, if you have not spoken to the victims, you don't care about the victims either. They're only concerned about covering for Donald Trump. And that's what they're going to F up and find out. One moment, please.
In the Bible the other day and came across this scripture, and I couldn't help but think about Trump and his family, particularly his history of stiffing contractors all the way up to his current crypto scams. This is what it says. Wealth is deceitful. The proud are full of themselves, but have empty souls. They are as greedy as the grave. You are doomed, you who enrich your family by cheating others. You build your luxurious home on high, thinking you'll be safe from harm's reach. Your schemes to ruin the lives and homes of others bring shame upon your own house. You are as good as dead for doing this. I was reading the Bible the other day and came across this scripture, and I couldn't.
Well, honey, Donald Trump may have Bibles made, but I tell you what, he sure didn't lay his hand on that Bible when he was sworn in. And that's a great scripture to listen to because Donald Trump is greedy. And the scripture clearly warns us about the Trump family. He said it was for the Trump family. Honey, it's going to take more than that. It's going to take a crucifixion to clean the souls of Donald Trump's family and his entire cabinet. Because the entire cabinet is down with protecting and covering Donald Trump's crimes. Donald Trump does not put anyone in his cabinet if they are not loyal to him. They're supposed to be loyal to the American people, but they're doing the opposite. They are only loyal to the orange man, the smelly man that wears a diaper. And that's an embarrassment to our country.
they're doing to hide it, the more I'm like, oh, they're hiding something.
The second he started talking about Obama, I was like, oh, he's guilty.
Yeah.
Also, like, why are you talking about Obama and treason? You got a guy who has sex with teenagers that you are protecting. Trump is protecting other pedophiles.
Facts. Obviously, he's hiding something. Obviously, he's trying to conceal something. Obviously,
Listen, y'all. Listen carefully. Listen
I don't know
again.
what it is, but that is the obvious, logical answer when you don't want to release it.
The more they're doing to hide it,
Listen
the
carefully.
more I'm like,
It's
oh,
facts.
they're hiding something.
The second he started talking about Obama, I was like, oh, he's guilty.
Yeah.
Also, like, why are you talking about Obama and treason? You got a guy who has sex with teenagers that you are protecting. Trump is protecting other pedophiles.
Facts. Obviously, he's hiding something. Obviously, he's trying to conceal something.
To me, it ain't even being hidden good. It's a cover up, yes, but we know what it is. You're not fooling anybody, Donnie. Every time you mention President Joe Biden, President Barack Obama, you're telling on yourself. You always try to deflect and project. And what that tells the American people, you're guilty, Donnie. You're guilty. And you're shaking in your funky depends. Hit the like button for me, please.
To come to place here. Because for somebody like Ghislaine Maxwell, who's already gone to court, who has professed her innocence and claims that she didn't have anything to do with it, and that furthermore, she shouldn't have been prosecuted pursuant to that co-conspirators clause in Jeffrey Epstein's non-prosecution agreement, then what could she possibly have for value? Because let's not be naive and stupid here. Because Donald Trump holds literally the keys to her freedom. He is literally holding the keys to her freedom by way of a pardon or by way of a commutation. But we have to pump the brakes here. Because for somebody like Ghislaine Maxwell, who's already gone to court, who has professed her innocence and claims that
she professed her innocence, but this helper is not innocent. Anybody take advantage of children, she's not innocent. Not one or two, several, hundreds of children. May have been thousands of children that we know nothing of, because everybody doesn't always know, everyone doesn't always come and tell their story. They be too ashamed. They feel bad about it. They may even be embarrassed when they shouldn't be embarrassed, because your story is a testimony that helps many. And that's why I've written my book, The Purple Cinderella, because I too experienced some of the things that these ladies experience. I know their testimony. Never be afraid. Speak up, because you can bless so many by telling your story. So Ghislaine, she's a predator. She should not be released. But what we know about Donald Trump, everybody he gave reporting to was guilty and not innocent in any form. They were all criminals, even extra abusers before this situation came up. And then what's happening now? A lot of the people that Donald Trump gave pardons to, they're locked back up because they started doing the same sickening things they were doing before he pardoned them. Donald Trump only pardons people that are bad people like him. I want to thank each and every last one of y'all for coming to my live. Without you, I wouldn't have this channel. We're going to spend the rest of this week and maybe weeks after until the truth comes out and Donnie fess up, which it may never happen. So we're going to keep our foot across Donald Trump's neck. We're not going to let him just say, I didn't do it, when we know the truth. Your name has been seen in the Epstein little black book. That was just one of them. But they actually showed today in one of those videos that his name was in both other black books. And we've seen several photos of you, Donnie. With Epstein, there's no way around it. The truth is already out there. It's just that MAGA decides to not adhere to the truth. But that is on their souls, because they're bad people anyway. I will see you guys tomorrow. Put in big prayers for me as I pray for you all. Hit that like button before you leave out. Hit the like button before you leave out, and stay away from people that has 34 felonies. Stay away from people that loves and support Donald Trump, because they are who Donald Trump is. All the bad, sinful things, because Donald Trump carries the 7 deadly sins, and so do they. I love you guys, and may God continue to bless you. Goodbye.